They're looking to stay undefeated. Like, they are really happy last week, and they don't want to lose that. They went out celebrating, and they're like, we should probably do this every week. We'll just go celebrate. That'll be our normal routine. We'll go win our games Thursday, Friday, and then we'll go out and celebrate.
Friday night, just hang out.
That's just the normal thing to do.
Well, if you're cursed so far, it's working for you, so we'll see what that ends up being. Now, right now, you're seeing what looks like a pretty aggressive posture here for Curse. They're actually all down to this bottom brush. Some early warding coming out from Element, and then, look, he takes the long way around as well, coming around the right-hand side down by the turret and meeting up, so this could be a red steal.
Yeah, this is very sneaky here for Curse. They don't have a long range. Like, Voyboy could start with the cocoon and just throw it over there, and Elements has stun though. They throw the ward and he gets seen.
Voy's already learned Q anyway, so yeah, he wasn't going for the cocoon at all.
Okay.
They just walk right through it. They get ward control, but they know they've been spotted, so they're still together. But I think just with them being spotted, they've just completely backed out. They're going for their own blue instead. Yeah,
they didn't. Complexity didn't have to waste a lot of wards. We talk about so many times the 7 ward opening for CLG. Yeah. They just get complete vision of the entire map. Complexity, they spread out, and so they didn't have to waste them early. Now they've placed 2 sort of late in the early game, and those are going to last a lot longer. So we can see any of those early moves from St. Vicious.
All right. Well, right now he's moving just to these wolves right here. Using abilities, getting that farmed up. Pretty easy sort of early opening for him. So yeah, standard blue start. We'll see if he saves Smite. We'll see if he tries to invade. You talked about Saint really not being an invader here on Hecarim. Is he just never going to go into the enemy jungle?
I mean, it's still a possibility because it's St. Vicious, but Hecarim that's one of the things about him. He gets so much better late game. His early game is not what he's known for. The AD's bottom also, it looks very passive. Both of them starting with that Doran's Blade, and then a Soraka lane is always just sort of trying to stave off the deaths and just wait and farm up.
And what's interesting about the Soraka, actually, is she's gone Star CoL. For a second, Brunshu getting caught up a little bit at this bottom lane. A lot of pressure onto him, down right to 200 health. And again, MIA does not have heal yet, so Brunshu's stuck here with 5 health per attack from a Doran's Blade.
Talking about that Doran's Blade start, like I was saying, it looks like it's going to be passive, but he got caught out early, and so now he has no sustain until we get a level 2 Soraka.
You just look at this in Elements and Cobb, they are playing fairly close up. They're aware of jungle ganks, but they're pretty much in auto attack range whenever Brunch goes for a last hit, and you can see he's now zoned out of even experience range.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why Cobb, his favorite champion right now is MF. Her lane presence is ridiculous. She hits really hard, and she can get that early double ups to win any trade that she wants. St. Vicious is just gonna go farm up his double golems right now. So both junglers really just farming up the jungle right now. We haven't seen anything come out early from Vi, and she is one that can come at you from so many different angles.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, you're just seeing the poke just constantly come out here. We'll see if anything can happen from there. Again, just the pressure constantly put down here. MIA really taking some damage. Popping a potion himself. Finally has that heal.
Oh my goodness, Brunch is so low.
Yeah, this is a very painful lane for them right now. I mean, they're I would guess relying on Kog'Maw for late game, but he's having a hard time getting there.
Vi might want to come just into lane and soak up some experience here, let Kog'Maw go back and heal, because they actually can dive very early here. Something like this is what would bring Hecarim to some early aggression if the lane is so low like that.
200 health Kog'Maw. Maybe Charge of Darkness works here.
Yeah, that could happen, especially with Taric. He's one of the best at tower diving. Oh, there goes the stun.
And again, just the damage. You can see the E coming out. Chop's actually run out of mana finally, harassing so much. And I gotta give some props though, Complexity. Cop's now finally out of mana, and they're starting to get their health bars back up.
Yeah, here comes Vi. Also, you can see her. She's heading sort of towards the bottom lane. A lot of complaints, or pretty much the only complaint, actually, people have about Vi as St. Vicious goes middle for an early gank.
He's going to knock Cheaper back up into the Rune Prison. She cleanses it immediately. So that was a really, really good move there. Cleanse Flash popped out, gets away, but now there's no cooldowns. A lot of Mortis, an early Dragon attempt. They don't see this. He's actually completely away from the Vision Ward. Chuper's going to come lend a little bit of help and a shield as well. This could very well be theirs. Really nice play. Lattimore is going to find that one. That's an excellent play. Vi can jump over walls and got it for free.
Yes, that was similar to what Diamond was doing with his very early dragons that he does on Udyr or Lee Sin, except that Vi did not have to purchase a red pot or anything a little weird there, because Ellie could come up and give him the Soraka heal from over the wall, which also adds a lot of armor, and then the extra damage from Chuper, they didn't really have to burn anything else. Like you said, Vi can jump over walls. She didn't have to use her flash either.
That's a really, really cool thing here. Of course, Saint now looking for the top lane as well. He's not been spotted by the ward.
This is going to be a good gank on Nick Wu. He's already stunned.
He's knocked him back into the range. There comes Voyboy. A lot of pressure on him. Nick Wu has flash. He uses it, but there's the repel. Voyboy is going to get first blood. Nice pickup there.
Oh, yeah. I was saying, like, Nick Wu's a little unproven, and that right there, having no vision in your top lane at 5 minutes, that's a little risky. Even against Hecarim, who's notorious for not ganking very much.
Yeah.
You can't let those visions open opportunities come up.
Yeah, he had started with a red elixir and 6 potions and was like, I'm just going to chill here. Like, he used the red elixir in the fight and it almost got him out, but he's actually teleporting right here, so it looks like he's going back in the top lane. Just wants to match up against Voyboy. Now, to his credit, he's up 7 minions, but he's down 400 gold.
Yeah, he's down 400 gold. That's going to hurt him a little bit, but Voyboy on Elise is always really scary, so if you let him get ahead at all, then it's going to spill over to other lanes as well.
So, okay, we'll see what ends up happening. Of course, Nick Wu just up in this matchup. Now, this is, for you guys wondering kind of on this patch right now, it's basically what was live 2 days ago. We just patched the North American, I think all the rest of the servers. So the very, very recent changes are not in, but everything else up to that is up to date. So if you're looking for like Elise nerfs, what's up with Rise, anything like that, that's kind of the state we're at.
Now, Vi coming in just to get that level 6. Once she has level 6, she can gank any lane that she wants. Hecarim actually going over the ward he just put too.
So that's not going to work too well. And of course, oh my gosh, the damage on the MIA, painful there. Cobb just in the mix. Look at the damage output. Brunch you down below half. MIA is actually going to stay around and heal. All right. I mean, this is to me feels super risky, but they're going for it.
Yeah, they've been risky all day here, bottom, but they're going to stay with it. They haven't died yet. I want to talk about the junglers, though. They both made those really early Spirit Stones ever since that small change that reduced the combine cost by 100 gold. People never... well, they never used to combine it this early, and they would leave it at Machete a lot, but now pretty much everybody combines it because it's so efficient. And Vi benefits so much also from the Spirit of the Elder Lizard upgrade because of that 10% extra of cooldown reduction that was added to it.
Yeah, and of course, Hecarim, I think, is one that's famous for that as well, because pretty much every ability, Q and W, will keep applying the true damage dots. So
they'll probably have very similar builds here.
All right, we'll see who gets out ahead. Of course, we've got the first blood assist there for St. Visions. Of course, the Dragon going towards Complexity is Sneak right there. We see we're about 8 minutes in, pretty much tied gold. First blood on one side, the Dragon on the other, and I mean, this is, I think, a closer game than a lot we're expecting. It's Complexity's first game here against the undefeated Curse, and they're actually up in gold.
Yeah, and Lattimore is still not 6, though. He's going to have to wait for a few more of these minions to die in the top lane. You can see Renekton backed off right here, so he's actually getting the full experience if that minion can go down. No, okay, it doesn't die, but he's going to have to probably wait till 6. Can you see the experience? Yeah, there we go. 6. Okay. Oh, you missed!
They're going to go on to Void, but look at the damage output. He's going to wait on Repel the stun here, but Nick Wu's left alone. Lattimore is not helping him. Void's going to put out quite a bit of pressure, does not have a jungle to support. Nick Wu getting away, and Void not having to use pretty much any cooldowns there. Yeah,
despite that being a 2 versus 1, that was a bad trade for Renekton, because as soon as Lattimore missed his Vault Breaker, they probably should have aborted that mission. I mean, that was a pretty easy Vault Breaker. They had no idea that he was there, and even though he just hit 6, you gotta pull off after that. Taking those tower hits means he has to go back to base, and now Voidboy's gonna catch up in minion kills and be able to do some damage to this turret.
No, I think that was Voidboy's Spidey sense there. He could sense it coming.
Yes. Vi, though, I want to talk a little bit more about the complaints that I've heard from a few people. The only thing that it's kind of hard to stick on her after she uses both of her stick on someone after she uses both of her gap closers. One of the things I really like on her are the underused boost of swiftness, because the reduction on slows on you actually applies to self-imposed slows as well. So if you walk around charging up your Vault Breaker, you feel like you have boots 5 or something. You move so quickly, and so that's a very offensive build, getting those boots instead of like Ninja Tabi or something. But I really enjoy that, and I haven't seen a lot of people take advantage of that.
All right, well, we'll see where the build ends up going. Of course, both these junglers have a bit of gold in themselves. We just saw Saint pick up the pickaxe there. That is the component for the Spirit of Lizard Elder. So far your calls seem to be spot on. And I like revisiting this bottom lane, though, because we saw it just go so terribly early on for Complexity. 53 to 87. They've not died, so they've survived the lane, but they are down a lot of gold.
Yeah, it's kind of risky starting with that Doran's Blade, even if you have Soraka, because since he wasn't level 2, they couldn't get those heals, and that put them behind the entire game. They've been just fighting back. You can see the discrepancy right there. It's almost, it's probably going to get to double minions.
And what CrS has done as well is they've put a vision ward in that forward brush so that they can't ward out any lane gank. So if Saint comes through, he's got the level E ultimate here. Actually going to go in right now. A lot of Mortis is looking for something. Burns the flash from Cop, and that's going to be them stopping that.
Yeah, and this is definitely playing into CrS's hands. Even though this game is going quite slow and the gold is pretty much even, I mean, except for that that 1K right there from that early dragon that they got, CrS is pretty much fine with that. They have Hecarim, like we said, very much a late game jungler. Vi can should be able to make a very early impact, and she just didn't have any successful ganks.
Nick is just constantly in the fight right here. Pops the ult against Voyboy. Voyboy lands the stun, goes into spider form. Can he get the damage? It's going to be close. Nick heals up a little bit. There's the repel, flashes them into the turret, but it's hitting Spiderlings. Oh, he gets the wish. Voyboy's got turret aggro. He gets stunned, and Nick picks it up 1-for-1, and the assist going to Soraka.
Oh, you always got to factor in the wish. That Soraka pick actually paying off right there.
That Soraka pick just turned a completely free kill into a completely free kill.
Yes, and you can see louder Mortis. Again, second dragon down, so this is actually really good for them. They need to keep that timer and keep taking it as much as they can. Like we said, Vi can just jump over that wall, grab it herself. She has great percentage damage with her W. And the other thing about Vi, you don't have to build attack speed to get more denting blow procs. You can just build cooldown reduction, and it's a much better route for her because attack speed, the cost of those items has just gone through the roof. So those are very expensive, while cooldown reduction is available on so many defensive items that you can see the early Brutalizer, the only other offensive item he'll probably get is upgrading to that Elder Lizard, and then he'll just go full defense, full tank, and he'll still do ridiculous damage late game.
That percentage health is going to really help quite a bit. Now, we're going to go back in and look at these lanes once more, because this Nick Voyboy lane is interesting because they're both so offensive. They've both been going for damage quite a lot, and you just saw Nick really turn that last one around. Of course, Voyboy still going for the poke, and he rushed that Seeker's Arm Guard, right? The ability power armor item builds into Zhonya's later on, and I was about to say, it's really helping him in lane until he failed that tower dive, but you know, as far as 1v1s were concerned, when Soraka isn't around, he's been winning those fights generally.
Yeah, I mean, the minions are pretty much even. He's a little bit down, but it's not too bad. You're right, Cop in trouble.
All right, they're going to knock him into the air. Of course, they have the ultimate still as well. Look at the damage output coming from that. Suppressed. There's one. He gets dunked. They're going to dive on a Saint Vicious. No one is around to help him, but they don't want to dive the Taric under the turret, so just a 1 for nothing.
Something I want to point out there that I love Mortis did, and I don't see a lot, is that you use the Assault and Battery first, and then you can follow that up with a Vault Breaker. You don't always have to use Vault Breaker first and come in using it as a gap closer because it actually does a lot of damage and applies stunning blows. Trooper running into Jackie, and Jackie doesn't care.
Well, they found MIA though. Hecarim is around. Rise is coming down as well. They're going to go in for this one, but they find Elements first. Look at the damage onto him. He flashes but still goes down. The heal into MIA, but he's getting hit. But the exhaust is there. He's not finding a lot. Suddenly here comes Rise, and that might just be better than here comes Vi because he picks that one up. Here comes Trooper though. Finds one, finds two actually, and look at that. Turning it around quite nicely. 2 for 3, I believe.
Yeah, that was a good turnaround. I'm not quite sure why Saint ran back over to the Kog'Maw body for the Acathean surprise, but there wasn't much for him to go. He could have just wasted a little bit more time.
I think minions got him, actually before Kog'Maw exploded. That he had taken damage most recently, minions picked up the kill, so he got credit, and then I think Kog'Maw blew up.
Either way, there's nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, nowhere for him to go whatsoever. I mean, again, a great fight. Trooper following down. And I have to say it over and over, following your lane opponent, please follow your lane opponent when he comes to gank your teammates. Trooper made that fight 3 for 2 instead of 1 for 2.
Yeah, and we saw them cross paths here too. Jackie wasn't even looking at his character. He was looking at the mini-map as he walked down there. They just passed right by each other, and that could have been very dangerous. That would have changed the entire fight bottom if those two mid laners had their own fight.
Yeah, that would have been really, really interesting. Rise is a crazy duelist, right?
Yeah, he is.
All right, so again, we go back into the jungle. Saint has finished his Elder Lizard. Cloth Armor picked up. We'll see what that builds into in a bit. And you just see Lizard buffs getting taken all around the map.
Yeah, and so we just talked about Rise. He's got both of his mana scaling items. From this point on, his power just goes through the roof. He's a very late game character as well. So CrS is fine going kind of late game. They've got Hecarim and they've got Rise. On the other end, you've got Kog'Maw who scales really well late game. But it's sort of a 1-to-2 here advantage for CrS. And Rise with the stacking that tier, as soon as he's able to get that Muramana, his damage just goes crazy.
So you're giving this late game to CrS then? Because I know we talked at the very beginning, oh, it's Kog'Maw, he's crazy, but With Rise Hecarim, you're saying it's CrS here?
Well, specifically because their late game, one of them is Hecarim. Hecarim can just charge through the team. He can fear everyone and probably get to Kog'Maw. So I think it should be in CrS's favor.
And with Elise too, right? She'll play the Assassin?
The Repel is a really nice gap closer.
Alright, well, Saint looks for the gank. Of course, he's revealed by that ward, so he won't find anything here. Complexity sweeping out their lane, and those minion kills at bottom, they are perennially -30. Right, really bad early deficit, but it's 106 to 135, and Complexity they are now holding steady at that mark.
As long, yeah, you're right. As long as it doesn't increase further and they don't keep bleeding money like that, then it's not too bad. Especially since it is a Soraka lane. They've got that free global presence from her Wish, where we saw already made a game changer up top. And that actually helped them at bottom too, because you get an assist on Soraka there, and that's an extra 50% gold of that kill.
Alright, so now again, let's recap all the other lanes as well. You mentioned actually Voivo holding up pretty well. Actually, here comes
Saint goes through 2 wards, not 1.
That's interesting. Actually, they're both pink wards too. So are they looking for a Vi gank later on Voy here?
He might even want a 1v1 Saint here.
Well, that's a lot. Look at that. Drops him down to 2/3 already. And Saint just, charges himself on away and clears out these Wraith camps. But Loutamortis still looking to be aggressive. Can the people become the master? Not quite. Alright, Jackie almost found a root there. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, and I like the blue buff on Vi as well, because like I said, the cooldown reduction just allows you to get those denting blows so much quicker, and that is where most of her damage comes from, as Saint is coming in from the side here.
Bunch of damage right there. The shield is on, but they're going to fire right back on. Loutamortis getting bursted so heavily, puts the suppression down, but still falls. Here comes the teleport in from the back on Renekton. He will cancel that or get stunned out by Elise. Chuper still getting chased under the turret, lands the root, still trying to run from Saint. Really good slow from that Lucent Singularity. He's going to get away, but still 1 for 0. Great for CrS.
Saint might be saying something to Jackie right now, because Jackie was not following right with him. Saint wanted to finish up Trooper, and Trooper's flash is almost back up, but not quite yet.
And Nick Wu just with the Hex Trigger trying to survive on the Void. Void still diving for the turret, puts the Volatile Spiderling still chasing, taking turret aggro, does not care, flashes forward. There's the Repel. Can he find Nick Wu? Where's the Wish? It's on cooldown this time. Nick Wu flashes, takes a basic attack, but he will also survive. Wow, these guys are putting out really close fights.
Yeah, and Nick Wu, again, escaping by the skin of his teeth there. This time without the Wish. Like you said, Voidboy just coming up a little bit short here. We usually see him dominating that top lane. He's one of the most feared top laners in North America.
Yeah, and yet they're actually neck and neck right here. 1-0 or 1-1 and 0 on both sides here. So really, I got, like, as much as we hyped up Voidboy, I got to give a lot of credit to Nick Wu.
Yeah.
Complexity come in as gigantic underdogs.
Yes.
And they are completely holding up against CrS. 18 minutes again, the breakout game for Complexity. CrS so far 3-0 in the season, and we're neck and neck still.
Yeah, you can see them, they're even doing better than holding out. They're actually ahead, and you can see them taking out the vision around Dragon 2, really important. It looks like both teams want to fight over this. They don't want to give any more free dragons to Complexity. So Saint coming in here, his ultimate still has another 20 or so seconds. They're going to try and just posture here until they get all of their cooldowns back up.
Complexity are waiting around behind the wall, but they're actually right next to a ward, so that's not going to quite be the bait they're looking for. Definitely, you're right. There's a lot of ward coverage everywhere, and so Complexity, they're going to shove mid instead. We'll see if they turn from here.
Saint's ultimate is up now. They are ready to fight.
Oh, MIA gets caught out. Look at the damage. They burn the stun onto the support, though. There's the Misfortune ultimate shielded off, and here comes Saint Vision. Finds a perfect ult on a Brunch U. He gets taken a lot of damage. Saint's going to get found, though. They get Saint first. Now it's Voidboy onto Brunch. He's going to repel up. Will they disengage properly? A good shield. Nick Wu now in the front. A lot of damage onto him. Pops the Hex Trigger. There's the root. They find one. Nick Wu's going to go down. Void takes Dragon aggro and falls down the Trooper. 2 for 1 so far. Let's see what else they can do.
Complexity really has to thank the Dragon aggro right there for that kill. That was able to finish him off. And it looked like at the beginning of that fight, it was a little disjointed for Complexity, because Loutamortis went in as Chuper ran straight for the hills. He was going back to base. But he has Lux with the immense range that he has. It was fine for him to be all the way in that back line, and it turned out really, really well.
That was a beautiful fight for them. And I actually got to give a shout out to that Lux Prismatic Barrier as well. It came across the team right before Misfortune's bullet time. And Loutamortis, oh my gosh, the damage. Has to take a Wish, but they found Jackie with a root. They're not going to follow it up. The Death Pony is here, but a nice attempt.
Yeah, I also want to point out the reason why Nick Wu kept getting away so low in Voyboy is the way he built. He didn't build the standard just cookie cutter Renekton build. He started out, he rushed those Mercury Treads and Hex Drinker. He just now picked up the extra health from Giant's Belt, but he was going with very early magic resistance.
And he's got a bunch of sustain too, so those multiply. It's pretty nice. So looking back at these builds, I want to keep going back down to these, what these guys are doing. Voyboy picked up a Seeker's Arm Guard early, gives the Haunting Guys for some magic pen. Now he's actually going onto that tank, right? Ruby Crystal for Haunting Guys, but now he's got the Giant's Belt, so he's starting to go a little beefy.
Yeah, this is the patented Voyboy top lane AP Bruiser build where he goes with the penetration and then just goes straight tanky. He's probably going to be upgrading that into a Zanya's Hourglass a bit later as well, and then combo with a nice Warmogs that's ever so popular nowadays.
A little bit of health right there. Of course, we'll see how that pans out. Nick Wu looks like he's very much hiding from this turret, does not want to get 2v1'd on it. CrS, I don't know if they have enough minions, but they're going to get a lot of damage on this turret if it doesn't go down here.
Yeah, they'll probably be able to finish this one out. None of the rest of Complexity are making moves towards top, so they've kind of conceded it at this point. They're just going to try and farm up that middle and bottom.
All right. Yeah, that is now the first turret of the game for CrS here. So, like, by pretty much every measure we normally track here, champion kills, turret kills, dragon kills, Complexity is in the lead in every single one of them here. Now, CrS, like, one of the things we've talked about with teams in general, and CrS especially, is the late games are almost always better for the experienced teams. Nick Wu taking actually some pressure right here. We'll see if he can get a ways right next to the wall. Voyboy is on. Look at the just amount of crowd control. Hex Drinker is on. Trying to sustain, does not get it. Look at the damage output. Wish not up. Great kill.
CrS actually really needed that because Kog'Maw's getting out of control. He finished his Infinity Edge. He already had that crit from the very early Static Shiv. So that's a really nice combo. It's not the Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer combo, but it's really close. He skipped that sustain because he had Soraka in his lane. He didn't even go the route of getting a Vamp Scepter, getting trapped into one of those Bloodthirster builds that people want to do after they already have the Vamp Scepter. But yeah, so he's got the great crit combo right now. They got a huge power spike. They should probably be looking to force the next dragon.
Well, unfortunately, I think we've got like 3-4 minutes on that, but when it does come up, yeah, expect that for sure. Wow, this is the second uncontested turret in a row just now for CrS. They got 2 in the last minute and a half, basically, and suddenly tied that score up. You're only seeing an 1,800 gold difference right here. CrS have definitely brought this game close.
Yeah, and as soon as Lux is able to add something to that needlessly large rod, she will be able to 100% cop. Like, if she catches her out with a full combo, that's going to be a dead MF.
Wow, and of course he's got a lot of mana regeneration and even cooldown reduction with the Morella Namicon, so lots of lasers coming out.
Yeah, that item has replaced the Athene's Unholy Grail for some people. It's kind of like a playstyle thing here. A lot of people are undecided as Voyboy takes a lot of damage under the turret.
And the silence keeps him from going anywhere at all, but St. Vicious have found Brunch U. There's a teleport in from Nick Wu. Can they find anything? Nope, they're just going to burn his ultimate, but that is now the third turret for Complexity. Nice pickup.
You can see that power spike. They weren't expecting the Kog'Maw to hit that hard. The crits, the crit combo, Infinity Edges synergizes so well with any other crit item. And then LEB, you're right, that amazing silence right there, able to keep even Voyboy from able to dodge that.
Man, so Spidey Sense didn't work out for that one. We'll see what they can do about this. Boy actually picking up Rylays here, so actually adding a slow onto his build. I'm kind of deadpanning on like what it's for exactly. I mean, it's great to have some crowd control, but I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I think it's because Kog'Maw is the huge threat that he is, and he has no escapes, like no gap creators. Not a gap closer, but a gap creator. So he wants to be able to stick on him, and once we get over there with the Rylays, he won't be able to get away.
All right, so he's definitely tunnel visioning the heck out of Brunch U. So we'll look for that in the fights right here. For us, Chuper back into the mid lane, getting closer to that death cap, of course. He is currently at about 1,100 gold. No, it's 1,600 to make the upgrade out of needlessly large rods. So he's got a little bit of time to go. And, you know, you talked about Jackie. He's scaling up, scaling up, scaling up. That Tear of the Goddess just now gets maxed, and he's got some armor. But looking for Nick Wu at the top lane. A lot of pressure onto him. We'll see if he can get out. Voyboy lands the stun, and Saint just turns around.
Yeah, Saint pulls out. They didn't have a vision of everyone in Complexity. Look at the wards are starting to fall off a little bit for CrS here. So it's kind of risky to chase that one down. They've had some bad experiences chasing alligators.
Yes, he seems to get like help from the stars, and suddenly he's just alive again.
Yes, that's Soraka making wishes come true.
Nice.
Haha.
Alrighty, well there's the blue buff stolen away. The last one they stole was from a kill actually, but this one they've actually stolen straight up, and no one from CrS was really able to stop that. I mean, they saw Saint up top, so I guess they just had the numbers advantage.
Yeah, and Brunch definitely, he's feeling his power right now. You can tell he's the one trying to make calls. He wants to force up. If they siege up, that would be fine with him. He's got both his cleanse and his flash up right now, so he is as mobile as he's ever going to be.
All right, so that's going to be, a good signal for them. I'm going to try to figure out the Dragon timer in a little bit, but actually it's in 2 seconds. I can look up. So Dragon is up. There's the other blue buff, and right now Brunch is starting it. And actually, Lux already has one. This is just going to be his.
Yeah, they've got plenty of blue buffs, enough for everyone to go around, and that Dragon probably going to be the next objective. Yeah, everybody's going to go right down there. The question right now is CrS feeling like they're strong enough to straight up contest this. It doesn't look like they're going to be in position because Elements is the only one really that close. Oh, okay, here they come.
They've moved forward, of course. Brunch a little bit by himself. Saint off on the right-hand side. They stun Chuper, immediately cleansed. He was afraid of that one. Lattimortis charging up his Q. He's actually going to go look for something to push for. They found Brunch. Look at the damage coming out from Rise. Oh my gosh, look at him fall over. The death pony is here, though. Can they get out? Great laser. They're going to go now for Saint. A flash out from Brunch. Can they pick up the kills? Elise finds one. Elements finds another. They are starting to mop this up. Look at the kills coming from everywhere. Explosion's not going to be enough. Oh. Saint's still alive. Look at how much he's healing from his W. And they got a 4-for-1.
Cop, I have to say, like, nobody really mentions Cop right there, but he was alone with Vi in that back lane. The rest of CrS was like, see ya, Cop, we're going to dive, we have to kill this Kog'Maw. He just dodged the last Vault Breaker from Lattimortis by sidestepping. He literally just walked away from it. He had already used his flash, and he barely dodged that. Oh my goodness, that was an amazing play by Cop right there.
Oh, absolutely awesome. And of course, you're seeing the results of that fight. CrS are up 10-9 now. You mentioned Cop being awesome. That's why we can replay and just see it again right in front of our eyes.
You can see how at the beginning they waited till Dragon did a lot of damage, and then all of CoL Complexity are running away at the end, and the cleanse already had been used from Chuper. There goes the Vault Breaker from Lattimortis as well. That's going to be down, and they go straight for Kog'Maw. Jackie taking the brunt of that damage, so he's the first one to go down, but they got all three of their melee line into that Kog'Maw, able to take him out, and here comes the Cop dodge. Watch this sidestep right here. He's in, oh my goodness, just make Lattimortis look pretty bad right there, and they get to keep their AD carry's life.
Now that was really, really nice play by Cop, and of course, again, 10-9 now. CrS trying to keep the undefeated streak alive, and now they're within just 1,000 gold. They're looking for their third turret kill right here. They're sieging up towards the mid lane. Spiderling comes out. Turret's at half, and Jackie's put out some basic attacks. They might be able to get something here. The teams are fairly split up. There comes Cop. Yep, this is their turret. So now 3-3. Cop has, Cop and the rest of CrS have pretty much tied up everything here.
Yeah, you were talking about the experience difference, and it really showed right there. It looks like CrS is just staying so calm, and they're composed. They're like, yeah, okay, we've been down, but they didn't rush into that Dragon fight. They had already bled 2 dragons, and they didn't want to give up another free one, but they let it get low and do as much damage as the Dragon was going to do to Complexity. They got them into sort of a retreating position, and now Element's going to take a few hits.
Yeah, it was a lot of damage on him actually right there, so that is still a thing to be afraid of. This
Check. Kog'Maw still hurts.
Check. Yes, let's be aware of that one, and in fact, a bit of magic damage as well to layer on the, against the armor that Elements has being Taric. So we'll see if being Fabulous will be enough of a defense for him.
I see. While Lattimortis charges up his Vault Breaker, just kind of sitting around every once in a while, he only has the cooldown reduction from his Brutalizer as well as that Locket of the Iron Solari. So it's still not max cooldown reduction, and it takes a little bit to come back. So if he does that right before CrS decides to engage, then that's actually a big tool that's down for them.
All right, well, Complexity, they're standing right on top of a ward here. Of course, they know Baron is on the map for everyone right here. Of course, they get their ward down, and here comes Saint. He's going to find Brunch U. Fears him back. There's the exhaust and the flash over the wall from Jackie, really helping this one out. Brunch trying to stay alive. The heals trying to help him. The wish on as well. They're going to find one. Can they find Saint in time? They're going to trade 2 for 1, but we saw it last time. The CrS cleanup crew was strong, and we'll see if that's the case again. Lattimortis right in the mix. What's he going to go for here? Cop well positioned in the back. He's not going to fall down. And Complexity are running from a 4-3, but the stun is there on an MIA. Voidboy, a lot of damage. Lattimortis waiting over the wall. He's not going to look for anything there. Just a 2 for 1.
CrS should keep this up. They really needed to pursue that further. I mean, they had the advantage. It was just a miscommunication right there. You said the flash over from Jackie, but that was only St. Vicious, and Jackie going in right there. It was a 2 versus 4 basically for the first 10 seconds of that fight, and Complexity was able to do enough damage. Just 2 versus 4. Of course they're going to out damage Jackie and Saint, but the rest of CrS was not able to add anything for the very beginning of that fight, and they actually came out behind.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive. I mean, and the amount of burst heal that went down onto that Kog'Maw, actually. He used actually Cleanse and Flash were both down, but he got 2 heals from Soraka. He got the shield both times from Lux, and the Locket of the Arn Solari from both support Soraka and jungle Vi. So they are like itemizing as much as possible to like, dear God, Kog'Maw needs to live.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have escapes, and they don't have something like CoL or anything that's going to make him invulnerable, so just stack as many heals, as many shields, whatever they can do to protect the Kog'Maw.
Protect the Kog'Maw. I mean, that is actually the name of one of the big strategies of League of Legends. You've got Assassins, you've got Area of Effect, like Bruisers, whatever. Protect the Kog'Maw is a real thing.
Yes, CrS is still very scary though. Complexity knows that in a 5-on-5 fight, they could definitely still come out behind, and they burned so much in that last one to protect Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw's flash, let's see, he's got 10 more seconds on it, and then he's going to be mobile again though.
Yeah, he's down to 4, so that's going to be right back up. Of course, Red Elixir has been used on him as well, so they are just really trying to keep that man alive. However, CrS are looking offensive. They're going to find a little something here. MIA kind of caught out, didn't know that CrS was MIA, and he does make it alive, but that was close.
Saint has his ultimate right now. They could force something because there's a bad position right here for Loud and Mortis. They're sort of disjointed. Yeah,
he's caught right on top of a ward right here. Good early pressure from Void. That's slow. Again, you're seeing that come out from the Ryleys. And the Oracles on Saint, it's really, really doing a good job of blinding Complexity here.
And look at the mana on Voidboy. You can see the recent changes.
Oh, Loud and Mortis! No, you're right on top of the enemy team. Immediately gets dropped down. He's going to... Yeah, can't dash forward enough, and now Nick Wu getting caught. This is bad for Complexity. The dash is on, and they're going to find Nick Wu on top of that team. Saint taking a bunch of damage, but not enough. And now French Yu, he's forced to run away. Bullet time goes off. Look at the damage output there. They do find the kill onto Hecarim. Nice escape. Voidboy repels up, finds a wolf to jump to, and gets out.
They need some magic resist. You just saw how much damage Chuper's doing with his laser.
Yep.
That's the one missing thing here right now for CrS. Saint only has Mercury Treads adding to his magic resist. They need pick up one of those Negatron cloaks. The problem is that he has no space in his inventory because he went for the for the Warmogs, and it's actually taking up all those 3 spots. So he needs to do something to get one of those out of there and grab some magic resist.
Well, thankfully for CrS, they have picked up a couple of global objectives, and Elements has Aegis, and I would expect, because you just, like, throws magic resist, hopefully looking for a Runic Bulwark.
They're probably like, Elements, how soon on that Runic Bulwark? Because that would definitely help a lot. We all just got lasered.
Yeah, 700 right now for him. He's going to have, looks like 900 after the Dragon goes down. I think Runic Bulwark's about a 1,000 gold upgrade, so... We'll see if he can get there in time.
There we go. He's got almost 1,000.
Wow. Elements is going to be shopping and happily bedazzling that wonderful pink outfit of his.
Happily dazzling. Chuper is just going to go right up the middle. He's got also the blue pot and the blue buff. So lasers all day, every day. You're going to have to build magic resist because those are just going to keep on coming out. The cooldown on his laser just gets so ridiculous. It seems when you're in the game like it's always up.
Yeah, it's going to go down to 20. It's actually at 24 right now with Golem buff, and basically with Marilla Namicon on a blue elixir, he's already at 33%. So, yeah, you can laser like every wave.
There you go. Perfect. Nice wave play. Actually, Element's not enough to finish the upgrade for Runic Bulwark. He did get the No Magic Mantle, though. So, hopefully, for CrS, if they decide to do another team fight, it's going to be after he goes back to town one more time.
Yeah, they grabbed an Oracles on him when he went back, actually. So he spent half his money on the No Magic Mantle, half of it on the Oracles. Saints had actually gotten killed, and he's been diving in so much in the fights. You can see with 4 deaths. They just, Elements, go for it. You're dying less.
Yeah, he's always been going in first. And another key item that was finished as well is the Leandries for Voidboy right now. And that's going to be really effective because of the Warmog stacking that went on. This Baron dropping so fast, there's going to be no contest right here. They're going to come out with a purple buff and look for a fight.
All right, let's see if Complexity can get away in time. Voidboy's, nice Void who stops Voidboy in his tracks. But Elements, yeah, exactly. He's looking for he's looking for that stun. That was close. And Complexity's like, nope, we're going to go ahead and farm some more and hopefully survive under our turrets. But you're now seeing CrS pull their first real gold lead of the game here. 2.2 thousand gold up. They've pulled the Barons, turrets, and not quite dragons, but at least kills are their favorite.
Yeah, I was going to say right there, Elements has Boots of Mobility. So if they really wanted to, they could have kept chasing that. The call was made to come back, though, so that we can send Saint back to base, finish up his Warmogs.
All right, so he is now a tanky man. Hopefully he can survive all the Lux lasers, but I want to look at these matchups once again. Now that we're kind of into end game, who has sort of pulled themselves out ahead? So early on, Nick Wu versus Voy. Well, minions are close, but Voy's really starting to come out ahead at the end.
Yeah, and really what it is the comp, like Voy, Saint Vicious, and then Elements is just going to walk over there, but they all want to get right onto Kog'Maw, and they can do it at this point. All the key items have just been finished for CrS. Like I said, that Liandry's, the Warmogs, and then the Runic Bulwark just got completed for Elements as well. So they've got a Baron buff. This is the perfect time for them to siege up. It looks like they're just going to 1 versus 1 on this Renekton right now. You can see how strong Hecarim is. Even the top laner. A jungler can 1 versus 1 a top laner. Yeah. That's not usually the story.
And Saint didn't even take damage there. It wasn't 1v1. It was basically 1v0 at that point. So that was a little bit scary. And I actually want to point out, Nijaki picked up Captain Boots. So he's actually granting movement speed to his team so they can go fight even more.
This is foreshadowing. They're going to bench Saint soon. Jackie's going to be the new captain of Team CrS. But yeah, Captain Boots, they're great for retreating as well as engaging, because Ryze can either be on the front line, he's so tanky now with his extra Negatron Cloak and completed Frozen Heart, or if they're running away, then he can also use his ultimate, get that movement speed buff, and add something to everyone else as well.
Looks like they're charging up. Are they going to find anything? Voy taking a bit of damage. The turret is down in mid, though. Inhibitor is laid bare. Complexity, are they going to just give this up?
Yeah, they can't. They couldn't fight that. They were disjointed. A lot of mortals coming in from the back now, though.
They almost got the binding on a Jackie. Mortals off to the side. They get the silence. He's going to go in. Look at the damage on the Jackie, and he's going to go in completely. A lot of burst, but look at Mortals getting shredded apart. There's the dash from Hecarim as well, and Nick Wu completely eviscerated as well. Here comes the follow-up. Emiya getting hit down. Brunshu getting another shield. No stun going to land for Voy. Inhibitor is theirs. What is going to be the counterattack? It's 5 versus 3 inside of Complexity's base.
This game has been so close for 30 minutes. And then, like I said, it's the perfect storm that happened. All those items were completed at the same time that CrS had Baron buff. So they easily won that fight, easily took an inhibitor, and that's pretty much the biggest swing that we've seen in this game.
And I'm impressed with how fast they killed Warmogs, like...
Vi?
Yeah, and also with the Locket of Iron Solari as well. But now they still got that 5v3. They're going to kill the inhibitor turret down here. The inhibitor is next up. That's 2 inhibs dead. Elements, a bit of poke. Looks like he'll survive that, though. And CrS are now firmly in the driver's seat.
Well, the thing about Vi getting hurt so much in that fight was that they weren't sure if they wanted to go in. Their tower was already done, and he had charged up his Vault Breaker, and there's a time limit on that. That means if you're going to engage, you're going to do it now, and it's predictable when he's going to come in. He waited till the very last second to use it, and CrS was just jumped on, just obliterated him.
Yeah, they got him really fast there, so now it's going to be... What kind of fight does Complexity then need to turn this game back on their side?
At this point, they have to catch someone with that Vault Breaker. Vi is really good at picking out targets. She can punish mispositioning really well, because it's so hard to get away from her, and the range on her ultimate is really easy for her to snag someone. And then Lux. Lux can combo someone so easily, and her range is really good that she can follow up, even if Vi gets way out in front of the rest of the team.
Alright, so we'll see if they can get that, right? That long-range engage, that single target pick. But right now, CrS, they're playing a very measured game. Web is grabbing blue buff for himself, some nice cooldown reduction. He has Zonias, of course you got the Warmogs, the Warmogs, I'm just like brain farting on items. The Frozen Heart already being completed a while ago as well. So CrS, I mean, they're just tanky monsters as well. So, you know, Baron buff is gone. We'll see when they go for the next push, but right now they're just collecting up the jungle.
Yeah, one of those extra tanky items that they got was Jackie actually opted for the Seraph's Embrace instead of the Muramana. So it's only a slightly less damage, but he does get that extra shield too, and that's going to work really well with the resistances that he got with the Negatron Cloak and the Frozen Heart. With 2 inhibitors down, there's only really one place for them to go. That's top lane. They're going to shove this in. They're feeling very secure right now. They've actually used all the money they got from the last fight to purchase, and there's only one inhibitor left to go.
All right, and looks like they're going to start the siege for that right now. They're splitting up a little bit. Hecarim went towards that mid lane to crush down a few minions. Lattimore is going to find that push. And look how far back Cop went, but he's down to half health. Can they find the damage? Exhaust on a Nick Wu. Lattimore is completely shredded apart. And now what is it going to be? Because Saint is here. Brenshu not in the best place. They're going to flash backwards. Elements right in the front. MAA goes down. Again, a 5 versus 3. Can Complexity run back? Can they rely on Brenshu? There's the repel. They found him a little bit. Can they get the damage? It's close. He is going to fall down. Not enough lifesteal for him. Chuper kind of caught alone. Look at the damage I put onto him. Boy, by really making that one happen. And now it's a 2 versus 5 inside their base.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the play that Complexity wanted. It just, CrS is not going to split up and leave Cop by himself. So they got the target. You saw Bai was able to get there. Lux was able to land her laser. That was a good combo. The entirety of CrS is there, though. And that's 3 inhibitors. That's probably going to be game.
And that is going to be the next is going down. CrS going to be going 4-0 in the LCS. Chuper still going to hit down. Crushed on top of his fountain. That's pretty harsh. But 4-0 in the LCS. Complexity unfortunately starting out 0-1. But Graz, CrS, they are remaining undefeated.